There's some absolute textbook stuff going on right now in terms of mainstream media whipping themselves up and convincing them that a bubble story, a Westminster gossip essentially, is somehow going to be absolutely defining. And it's around this saga of Dominic Cummings, an individual who some journalists have got sort of an unhealthy obsession with. You've got the media focusing on this Dominic Cummings story. And yet opinion show that the Conservatives have increased their lead yet again now to an 11-point lead ahead of the huge set of elections in May. And when you want to look at media framing, this one absolutely takes the biscuit, because this is an opinion observer poll, right? For the lefties over at the Observer. And the Observer on their front page reference this opinion poll on a separate question. And they say that 40% of voters think Tories are corrupt, according to their poll. What you don't see any coverage of on that front page is that the Conservatives this week have increased their poll lead to 11 points. In the online version, it appears further down. And it gets even worse, I'm afraid, for the Labour Party and for the left wing, is that if you look at Boris Johnson's personal lead over Keir Starmer, in this opinion, again, the same opinion poll that the Observer reference, it's still a double-digit lead when you compare the leaders. And look at this. Conservative voters are still giving Boris Johnson near universal support. 88% of Conservative voters approve of Boris, only 4% disapprove. With Keir Starmer, 69%, far less as a proportion of Labour voters approve of him, and 11% disapprove. And look, this isn't necessarily about whether you're pro-Boris, anti-Boris, pro-Conservative, anti-Conservative. It's wider than that. This is about the media's blatant attempt to try and create a narrative. It is absolute textbook tactics. And that is what I'm absolutely determined not to do on this show, guys. I'm not interested in Westminster tittle-tattle. They can all go and chase the same stories, the same gossip. What I'm interested in are stories that I did yesterday, when you've got French fishermen blocking British trucks and also threatening to blockade Calais port. So there you go, guys. I want to know from you, outside of the bubble, what do you think? Some of this media narrative that gets created that just, I think, lives on a different planet by people who I still don't think, and we saw this after the Brexit referendum, I don't think a lot of the people in the bubble understand this country, understand the British people, understand what people are actually talking about, rather than obsessing over individuals because they've got far bigger priorities and things going on in their lives. As ever, guys, if you enjoyed this report, if you found it helpful and informative, please do give it a big thumbs up. Would really appreciate that. Hit the join button if you want to support my channel. I would really appreciate your support. And of course, thanks for watching.